Richard Hayward isn't out there on the grid, and Martin Siggins as well. Doesn't look as though he's on the grid either. Green flag at the back, so clutches in, linking in the first gear, all eyes on the lights, the red lights are on and out they go. And that is a good launch there from Adrian Kershaw. Daniel North seemingly caught napping them, because he's dropped down to third place, maybe even coming into pressure now for that. We may even drop down to fourth there. No, holds on to third place as he go around Coppice, but Luke McRae and Adrian Kershaw, Keith, the number 16 and the 23, I believe it's Adrian who leads the way, but they were so quick off the line. Keep your eye on those ones there, because Dan North, the man who took both wins yesterday, he's dropped down to third or fourth.
Yeah, well, he knows when to lead a race at the end of the day, doesn't he? It is the 23 machine, indeed, that leads the way. That's Adrian Kershaw, but he's coming under pressure already. I think that might be Dan North giving him a hard time there. Can't quite see the numbers here. Actually, might be Robert Carver as well. He's right in the mix there too. They go up in a ball of spray. Definitely a lot of water coming off of these tyres now. We hook round into Chris Kerr. Let's see if we can pick them up through there. Yep, side-by-side action by the look of it. Here we come to the gooseneck, where there might be that contamination issue, but I think it's well offline, most of it. And obviously in the wet conditions, nobody's going to be going silly anyway. Yep, certainly the first few are through the gooseneck safely, and oh yeah, Kershaw's definitely dropped down the field a little bit now. I think he got well and truly beaten up there. We'll wait and see how it looks across the line as the riders make their way into the chicane. Everybody looks to be safely through the first section of track there without any great problems. Not hearing anything on the radio, certainly can't see anything out of the window here as they work the bottom of the mountain. Over the top they'll be going, and somebody unfortunately looks like they're pulling off of the track. So we've got a retirement down there. Not quite sure who that is. Not one of our rookie riders either. We've got going again.
Sorry, yeah, we've got another one who's just retiring at the bottom of the mountain here. So can't quite see a number from this distance, unfortunately. And I've got my suspicions as to who that may have been. It's an all red bike. Could well be. Is that... Oh, it's hard to tell. It looks like Pete Woodall potentially. We'll get confirmation when they do come across the line. But here they go then. Number 29. That is Carver who leads the way.
Yeah,
yeah, Robert Carver leads the way by 2.5 seconds almost over Luke McRae. Then it's Dan North, Adrian Kershaw ahead of Mark Sugden, Sean O'Hara, Jay Corty. The biggest mover on that lap is the number 93 bike of Ryan Gregory. He started at the end of row number 7, but he's already inside the top 10. Is the rookie of Ryan Gregory, Keith, on bike number 93. He's there first in class as well. So that'll be the C3 class, the rookies, and he's inside the top 10 overall. But the quickest man,
doing well.
All got a retirement. Yeah, I think the retirement up there as well. The slip road that brings you onto the circuit. So Carter hasn't come around, neither has Woodall. We know that Simon Finch and Abigail Marshall didn't make the start. So the 76 of Ian Carter has not come around to complete the first lap. Neither has Pete Woodall.
Yeah, Pete Woodall heard his number going up into the paddock there just before. Yeah, Carver certainly seems to be hooking up nicely in the wet. We do speak about people inch there for second place. I think that's can't quite see who that is, but yeah, we've got a definite change to second place now. Let's see if that second place man, now they're up into that place, can chase after the leader. That leader's got a big gap. Robert Carver doing very well indeed. There's going to be a very tight battle for third place. I don't know, could you see who that was moving up to the second there, mate, from your vantage point?
I'm just going to try and catch him as he goes into the fence there. And here we go, it's Dan North who's moved up to second place ahead of Luke McRae. So it's Robert Carver who leads the way from Dan North, and there's Luke McRae up next. But McRae, Kershaw and Sugden, there's not a whole lot to separate them as they go into the woodland section, Keith. The quickest man in the first sector is your race leader of Richard Carver, bike number 29. He was in the middle of run number 2 from the start there, but he leads the way now. And he's gone 1.1 seconds quicker than Luke McRae in that first sector. But the man with the pace as well is that of Dan North. So here they come then across the line. It's a 2:03 flat for Richard Carver, a 2:03.5 for Dan North. Luke McRae up next. Then it's Sugden ahead of Kershaw.
Joseph Cole back to the paddock as well, so we're losing a few around the way. We're certainly not losing Robert Carver though. He's cranking over nicely, coming out of Charlie's here. And have a look behind him. You don't need to worry about what's behind you at all, mate. Yep, second place there. Indeed, consolidating that gap is Dan North. Luke McRae looking to pick up another medal, but he'd like to make it a slightly shinier one there as well. Sutton doing well. Kershaw also in the mix there. Then it's O'Hara. Of course, he continues to lead the C1 class, which he has done pretty much all year round. Round there in 8th place. Then Gregory, the first of the rookies there, 93. Well, if you're going to run the 93, mate, you're not allowed to be slow, are you?
No, especially on a Honda as well. I suppose it's changed now, isn't it? But yeah, you're absolutely right. 93 is definitely a number that you want if you are quick. But I can see them heading down the back straight there. A few flashy of Ryan Gregory. He's moved up to 9th place overall, as you said there, ahead of the 626 now of Jamie Horner. So that is 9th and 10th overall. First in the C3s for Ryan Gregory, and it is 8th in class for the C2s of Horner. We're watching this battle now for second place. A bit of a gap still between Dan North and Luke McRae. Adrian Kershaw is still right there with them. So Kershaw now ahead of Sugden, 23 ahead of the 44 as they go in towards Hall Bends. It looks as though the 116 Wilkinson hasn't come through into sector number 2 here, Keith. So the 116 there, so one of our rookie riders of Owen Wilkinson.
Yep, he's out, mate. He's okay though, apparently. He's up and okay, but yeah, he's a tough luck.
Shame there for Owen Wilkinson. He was 9th in class, 13th overall, but 3rd of the rookies. Across the line is Richard Carver, who leads the way. Last time around, it was... in fact, let's have a look at the lap times. Carver is going to 2-minute 2.2, and Dan North is going to 2-minute 0.9. So that's closed up by 1.3 seconds. Luke McRae up next with a 201.7. Quickest man on circuit is Adrian Kershaw with a 2-minute 0.966.
Yeah, you're right. It is starting to become almost a five-way fight once again. I mean, forget everybody else in overall terms at least. These five are definitely away with it, and we're running out of laps very rapidly, of course. But I think we could have a fight on our hands here, actually, because it was looking like Cadwell would run away with this one, and every reason to believe that. But now he's certainly might be coming under pressure. And funnily enough, there's another five-way battle just behind those guys, or a little way behind those guys. A couple of rookie riders in that mix as well. So everybody's trying to do the best they can as the leaders make their way around Chris Curve down towards the gooseneck. How many laps are we into this race so far, mate?
We are on lap number 4 now.
Okay, so we're going to get the last lap flag right very shortly. So
no, we've got 3 laps to go at the moment. We're at 3.5 laps, 2 laps to go when they cross the line.
Oh, I'm with you. Sorry, so we're on lap 3. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, but all good. So 2 to go, so not going to need to hurry up this time round.
Oh, it looks like Luke McRae's light just went out after Adrian Kershaw's for 3rd place.
Okay. Yeah, they're very close on the track. You can see them at the bottom of the mountain there.
Got him here.
I think Luke's not giving up on getting the bigger medal, is he?
No, it looks like, yeah, you're absolutely right. Richard Carver still leads the way, but purple in sector number 1 was Adrian Kershaw. He's moved up into the podium positions now. And Luke McRae then, about 1.6 seconds, he's dropped from Adrian Kershaw in the first sector on this lap. So as we said, when they come around to complete this lap, it'll be 4 laps down and 2 more to go. As Carver makes his way around the hairpin onto the short straight, round the barn now, and the gap has closed up. It was 2.1 seconds between Carver and North, but this time around it is 0.8, and the quickest man on the circuit is Adrian Kershaw.
Yeah, but a good jump too. He's in the 57s. Some of the other guys are breaking into the 59s there as well, like North, McRae, so behind them. But yeah, you're right. Kershaw is definitely the man with the bit between his teeth. He knows he's running out of time, and he's got the gap down now to, oh, let's see, that's going to be about 4 or 5 bike lengths, something like that. McRae not quite able to close that gap, but he's having a look now. Kershaw, in fact, he's not just having a look, he's just driving past him. He must have got great drive coming off of Charlie's too there, because he's already alongside going up the hill there. Maybe it's a gearing thing as well. He just seemed to have a little bit more at the top end, but it's worked out very nicely indeed for him. Now, can he hold off? Because Carver was kind of enjoying that leading stuff. The other one I'm not going to write off here, Bradley, is the man in 3rd place, because Dan North seems to have this knack of being at the front when it really matters, which is when they go across the line, of course. So down they come, and yeah, pretty much even Stevens at the moment. McRae there just dropping off the back of this group, but yeah, that gap at the front not as close as it was, I don't think, because now that now the Kershaw's got the front, I think he needs to show who's the boss around here, doesn't he?
think you're right there. He certainly opened up the gap on Richard Carver, but the first three are through. There's Luke McRae in fourth, ahead of Sugden in fifth. Over the top of the mountain now, Kershaw, even on this lap, he's gone 2 seconds quicker in the first sector compared to anybody else, Keith.
It's impressive stuff. That's where it all counts at the end of the day. Get those sector times, punching them in. Yeah, that's an impressive sector time. You're right. So much quicker than anybody else. So he's got a clear track in front of him now. Any back markers likely to trouble him, or are they not very concerned?
I don't think there will be, to be honest. We're coming around now and starting the last lap. And the gap that was 0.8 in favour of Richard Carver is now a 2.2 second advantage in favour of Adrian Kershaw over Richard Carver. So a 1 minute 57.4 for Adrian Kershaw on that lap. And that is the quickest lap by some margin now. And he's 2 seconds a lap quicker than anybody else on the circuit. So Carver in second place, and then it's North in third. McRae, Sugden, and then Colt Dwyer is first of the C3s in sixth place overall.
I tell you what, North is coming quickly as well. He knows how to run a last lap. I don't think he's going to get the lead because that's well and truly gone, but he's another one who gets his head down, coming off of Charlie's, gets the power down nice and early, pulls alongside his rival going up the straight there, so I wouldn't be surprised to see Mr. Carver losing another place here. Not that it's a drama to go from second to third, but it's still rather annoying, certainly in terms of points and the medal you're going to be receiving. Leaders now up to the gooseneck and leading the way. Kershaw absolutely flying. I thought he was going to do this at the start after the start he got, but I was surprised to see him slip back. Here comes that balance. This is where the action really is at. They're going up to the chicane. Are we going to see a change there? Or no, I think that's actually the change has already happened. I think that's North up to second already. I can't see his number from where I am, but I think that is North, isn't it?
No, you're absolutely right there. It's Dan North, number 39, who's up in a second place now, ahead of Richard Carver as they go into the bottom of the mountain, through the left to the right now. And then over the top for what is the final time in this ThunderBike 500 race. So North through on Carver, that is there. So Kershaw with a 2.2 second advantage as they started this final lap. He's pulled out of that by another 0.9 of a second. And Adrian Kershaw just a few more corners to go before he can lay claim to 25 points in this race. The checkered flag goes out then, and it is Adrian Kershaw, number 23, who takes the victory in this race. There is the number 39 of Dan North. Third place, 29, Richard Carver, ahead of Luke McRae, and then the 44 of Mark Sugden. So that's your top five as they come across the line then. 6.2 seconds covered the top five at the end of that race as they took the checkered flag. Next up will be the number 26 of Colt Dwyer, who takes victory in class. Jake Coursey up next ahead of the 184 of Dean Carver there. So Dean Carver in 8th place overall, first of the rookies ahead of Sean O'Hara, and Ryan Gregory rounds out the top 10, second of the rookies. Horner and Ben Round in 11th and 12th place, with the number 11 machine up next of Osborne. So the number 11 of Mark Osborne, he gets started 11th, completes the race 13th overall, 9th place in class ahead of Roland, and then the 172 bike just coming across the line now.